It's been 10 months. 10 months since my diagnosis, 10 months since they told me, hey, if you do nothing, you got 60 days to live. 10 months since they basically gave me a death sentence because they were very clear in the beginning, there is no cure for this. Even if the drug works, the treatment works, your odds of still being alive in 5 years or 10%, 10 years, there's not enough people that make it to that point for us to have any data to give you. And, no one has ever survived stage 4. So it's like, they basically gave me a death sentence. That's not how I took it, of course, which is exactly why every single month I do one of these recaps. This is why I celebrate, because to me it's important to remind myself how far I've made it. And also it's a way for me to celebrate because I've always thrived in adversity. I've always enjoyed challenges. In fact, that's kind of why I want to take the time to explain something. Over the last 10 months, I've pretty much gone out of my way to avoid doing too much research, not only on this type of cancer, just on cancer in general, to avoid reading, articles or people's story who went through cancer, either this type or other types. And, watching videos of people who are going through what I'm going through or joining support groups or things like that. And as weird as that may seem, it's because to me, this is it's a challenge, yes, but it's not just that. It's a way of me becoming the version of myself that I'm supposed to be. Everything that happened for a reason. Everything is perfect. I regret nothing. In fact, I'm so grateful for it. And that's why it's like, I don't want to fight this. I don't want to combat this cancer because it's not something that I want to overcome. It's something that's there to help me, to transform me, to allow me to grow and evolve. And because of that, I've always been very clear of like, okay, I don't want to treat the symptoms. I don't want to battle this. I don't want to, I don't want this to become my life. I don't want to spend years and decades or my entire life fighting this. I want to I've done it at this point, but it's like, I wanted to go to the root cause, figure out what caused this. What do I need to learn from this? How can I then go ahead and cure myself and move on with my life and never have to worry about this again? So that has been my approach. That has been why I haven't really connected with other people who've had cancer. And ironically enough, now that I've surrendered and, let go of everything and my life is amazing and everything, it's just the universe is sending me people who are going through similar things. People who are like, hey, connect with this person. And even though my instinct, my gut reaction is like, well, no, like this is my story. This is how I'm meant to go through it. I don't need to, but it's like, no, like I trust the universe. I've opened myself up to it. It's sending me these people. It's sending me these signs. Let's open myself up to it. And that's why I've been so grateful for everyone who's commented on my videos. I just want to thank you. It's been, really, it's meant a lot to me because in the beginning, when I started not when I started the channel because I started before when I was traveling, but when I really started sharing my story after the diagnosis, my goal was to do this every single day. But in the beginning, it was the first few months, it was very difficult, very intense. And it got to the point where with work and my diet, everything I was going through was just too intense. It was causing me stress. I felt guilty for not recording the videos. I didn't have time. And it got to the point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I need to stop. And then ironically, when I moved and I got the brain tumors and everything and the shift in perspective, and I just like, okay, I feel good again. I have the time, I have the energy, I have the desire to keep sharing. I started sharing again. And about a week and a half ago, one of my videos started getting a bunch of views and a bunch of comments. And the algorithm decided to, I guess, push my channel. And as a result of that, I got way more subscribers and I got way more views on my videos. Which I just want to say, like, the goal of this was never to get a bunch of views, to get a bunch of subscribers and comments and everything. It's amazing. I love it. I'm so grateful for it. But that was never the goal. The goal was just like me sharing my story because I'm a storyteller. This is who I am. This is what I do. And it just felt like the right thing to do. Plus, I knew that in the future, when I'd go ahead and write the book about this, I'd want to come back and be able to have a recording of all the things I went through, all the ups, all the downs. So that was why I did it. But I always knew, like, there's a reason why I'm doing this. And then the last week and a half, about something like that, um, my subscriber count more than doubled. I'd been around the like 370, 380 range for months and months and months, and it didn't really grow. And my videos would get like, I don't know, anywhere between a couple dozen to up to 100. Like those were the videos with the most views. And in the last week and a half, more than double my subscriber count. Now I'm up to 826, I think. One of my videos has 12,000 views, and it keeps going up every single day. People are commenting on a bunch of videos, and I'm really enjoying this. It's just really nice to connect with other people, to know that what I'm going through can help inspire people, to hear other people's story. Even though I know in the beginning I was saying like I avoided all those things, the universe is sending me signs. So I'm opening myself up to it, and I'm really, really grateful. So I wanted to take the time to say that. Now, let's I created a list here simply because there's a lot of things that happened yesterday. Yesterday was a milestone because, yeah, it's been 10 months, but it was yesterday officially the 10 month. I just didn't have time to record it. So I just kind of want to make sure that I don't forget anything and kind of go through quickly the list. So yesterday, first thing, I lowered my medication. So the medication I'm taking to reduce the swelling in my head, I was finally able to reduce it to the level where now I can go back on immunotherapy, which is why today I had my first immunotherapy treatment after 2 months. Second thing is, what I just said, I got my first immunotherapy treatment today. So, I mean, I never have any side effects or anything from that. So I don't really feel any different physically, but it's definitely good to go back on it after 2 months. Next thing, yesterday was an eclipse. A solar eclipse was the first time in my life I saw it. It was really amazing. The plan was for us to go to the US because then we'd have like a longer time because we'd be like right in the path of it passing. The thing is, everyone was leaving the city to go see the eclipse at different areas. So there was a ton of traffic. So we ended up not being able to. And as a result of that, we ended up spending the day at my friend's aunt's place. And she already knew in advance, like, yeah, there's no way with the traffic, no way we're going to make it there. So we're probably going to stay here. So she went out and bought some food, knowing that we'd be there and we'd want to eat. And not only that, but she went out of her way to buy veggie burgers for me because she knew I was vegetarian. She knew I'd be there. And she wanted me to be able to have something to eat. And that is just the perfect, like, representation of the last 10 months. Because I've had so many people, like all the friends and family in my life, everyone has been so supportive and so encouraging. And now with the YouTube channel growing and more people interacting and connecting with other people, everyone's always like so nice and supportive and encouraging and amazing. And just that one small thing was just a reminder of that, of just how lucky and grateful I am to have all these amazing people in my life. And aside from that, also today, it's funny, like there was a bunch of coincidences too that happened today. Like yesterday, I went to speak to my doctor, got a blood test. For some reason, the blood test, they were really backed up. It took 2 hours. So I ended up speaking to a bunch of people while waiting. And today, as I was leaving my treatment, I ran into someone who I spoke to yesterday. I was just leaving, someone's like, hey, and I'm like, what? And she moves from us. I'm like, oh, it's you from yesterday. So we speak for a couple minutes, then I leave, and I'm like, wait, I need to use the bathroom. So I come back in through another exit or another entrance, and I run into another guy that was there. And that's just a reminder, once again from the universe, like all these small coincidences. It's like, yeah, okay, you're doing what you're meant to be doing. Because in the video that I made that I watch every single morning and every single night, one of the statements is, my timing is always perfect. And those synchronicities, it's just a perfect reminder of that. Okay, let's keep going because there's a few more things and I'm almost out of time. When I went, because we're supposed to go to the US, I brought my passport. Turns out we didn't go, so I didn't need it. But right before the eclipse, my wife calls me and she's like, hey, the lawyer needs a picture of the stamp in your passport from when you came to Nicaragua and we got married. And it's like, and he needs it now. And it's like, what are the odds that I would have that with me at that moment, even though I didn't actually end up needing it? So it's just like once again, a sign from the universe, all those things. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to have the time to finish all these. So I'm going to talk about it in another video, but it's just a reminder of like, everything is perfect. And I'm so grateful for everything that happened in the last 10 months.